Jai Sri Ram, welcome everybody. Welcome to Bharat Marg. Welcome Vinay ji. Jai Sri Ram to you and all the viewers. It's going to be an important topic. आज का topic है कि Canadian PM sides with Khalistani terrorists against India. You know, and it's a big statement coming from Justin Trudeau and also the Foreign Minister of Canada, slamming Indian media, slamming Indian government. You know how far they can go. Let's discuss with Vinay ji on this matter. Vinay ji, before going to Vinay ji, please friends, make sure to like the video, comment on the video, share the video as much as you can. And also friends, please, ये चैनल जो भारत मार्ग है, हमें आपका समर्थन का बहुत जरूरी है. आप इसके समर्थन कीजिए, सब्सक्राइब कीजिए और सबसे शेयर भी कीजिए और बेल आइकन जो है उसको दबा दीजिएगा ताकि जब भी हम लाइव जाते हैं आप हमसे जुड़ सकें और कोई सवाल है तो पूछ सकें और आपका फीडबैक भी दे सकें. ओके, नाउ Vinay ji, thank you for joining Bharat Marg. Canadian PM sides with Khalistani terrorists against India. What do you say about it?
It's a joke. For me, I saw the conversation that he was having with a journalist, and the journalist asked him a very simple question. Okay. The question was that Canada is taking a soft, stance against the terrorist and terrorist organization Khalistan or Khalistani, whatever they call themselves, Sikh extremists. So is India wrong or are they right? This was the question. Okay. So it was a rhetorical question, but it was a question. Doesn't mean that the prime minister of a country that is supposed to be a developed country with so much openness and all that would answer in a way that would pretty much shame everybody in living in Canada. Okay. Wow. He said India is wrong and Canada has always taken violence and threats of violence extremely seriously. We have always taken serious action against terrorism, and we always will. So these were his words. Now, on the same count, he also reaffirmed that his government's commitment to freedom of expression is very, very critical and very vital. So what does he mean by freedom of expression? Freedom of expression is
maybe he's talking about the freedom convoy that were there in protesting against the vaccine. Probably he's talking about them.
You brought up a fantastic point. You know what? They were expressing themselves. The freedom convoy, they had a right to express themselves. It was a freedom of expression. And guess what he did? He brought the emergency law. He brought an emergency law that has never been used in Canada for several decades. And he brought it in and he basically, put a stop to that whole freedom convoy.
And took all the money from the bank.
And froze their bank accounts. And
Vinay ji, the people who are putting Facebook posts, Twitter posts, their homes were knocked down by the doors were knocked by the police.
Exactly.
In freedom convoy. Yeah. So now take it over.
Like it's basically isn't it ironical that he's on one side he's saying, oh, it's freedom of expression. We let Khalistanis, extremists, whoever to talk whatever they want to freely because that is the spirit of Canada. But on the other hand, when somebody is protesting a peaceful protest, freedom convoy was a peaceful protest, and this man, he says, oh no, they cannot, they're not allowed to do that. So they basically he curtailed their freedom of expression.
Let me ask you this question. Do you see a white man syndrome here with this guy?
Okay, I don't see any white man syndrome or black man syndrome.
If I do it, it is okay. Syndrome. If you do it, Yeah, if I do it, it is okay. But you brown skinny, black skinny, if you do it, it's not good.
No, but the
Do you
freedom
see?
convoy was mainly white people.
Yeah, yeah. But the leader, the person who put the emergency law was also a white guy.
That is true. But the thing is, you got to
Yeah.
understand this is all about vote bank. Okay. The
Mhm.
Sikh form a huge vote bank, but what he has not been able to distinguish between the Punjabi Sikhs, Punjabi Hindus, and Punjabi Khalistanis. Okay. The Khalistanis are only less than 1% of the population in India. Okay. Same thing in Brampton, same thing in Vancouver, same thing in Canada, across Canada. Okay.
Come on,
So
come on,
he
come
doesn't
on.
understand. He
Come
doesn't.
on, come on, Vinayji. Come to the real world. Talk to me really. Okay. All the Gurudwaras are run by them. Okay. Indian consulate officials cannot have enter any Gurudwara. Okay. You are talking about 1% and 2%. Just be real.
No, I'm serious about
It's
it
a
because
large vote bank. Okay.
you
Let's
talk to
not
the
kid around.
majority of the. I know a lot of Punjabi, I have a lot of Punjabi friends, Sikh friends, Hindu friends, Punjabi Hindus, and Punjabi Sikhs. They do not condone the Khalistani movement at all because they say that these guys are not real Sikhs. They are influenced by Pakistan because they are taking money from Pakistan, and it's run by the Pakistani ISIS. So this is what it is. So
Mhm.
basically, yeah, the foreign minister said that a website spread disinformation about Canada. Why did major Indian outlets treat it as news? This, I mean, don't doesn't she know the reality? She is in Ottawa. Why doesn't she get her, ass up to Vancouver or to Brampton or somewhere else? Because these politicians are sitting on their high horse in Ottawa and they don't understand what is the ground reality here. Here you see every step of the way you're seeing posters, and it's not just ordinary posters. These are violent posters. One of them has a dagger, one of them has a machine gun, AK-47. These posters, and they're, people like, kids are, and this parade was carried out with two Sikh, guys carrying a gun, brandishing a gun
Mhm.
on Indira Gandhi, who former Prime Minister of India, who was killed by her own security guys, and this was in the open. And now Canada is saying that this is all not violent, this is all okay. What are they smoking? What are these
But
politicians
but
smoking?
But let me ask you this question, okay? In the meanwhile, do you think जस्टिन ट्रूडो जो कर रहा है वो वही काम कर रहा है इंदिरा गांधी जो की थी? वो वही काम कर रहा है टेररिस्टों को बढ़ाने का काम. You know, you are a good terrorist, bad terrorist. You are a good terrorist because you are attacking the Hindus whose vote is not coming to me anyway. Or I don't care for them. Otherwise these things won't happen. You remember how many Hindu temples have been attacked? Nobody got caught. Nobody, no solution for it. Nothing. The only Hindu temples, by the way, no church was attacked in this whole 3 years of time frame. Close to 20 Hindu temples were vandalized. Okay. And like you said, Swaminarayan temple in a security form, right? So what is his thought process? He thinks anyway Hindu won't come to me, it doesn't matter for me.
Well,
So he is kind of feeding the terrorists.
the thing is, somebody has brainwashed this man, and unfortunately, he's carried away with this whole narrative. And look at this poster. It has a dagger. It has a machine gun. Like, is this what you show? And then you have killers in Toronto of embassy people, Indian embassy people, and he's turning a blind eye to it. Like, what is he talking about? Because the problem is with him, he understands, he thinks that the Sikhs are a huge population here, and they form a huge population, and he thinks that all Sikhs believe in this Khalistani movement, and that's why he is completely carried away, because he doesn't want to ruin or lose his vote bank. This is the whole thing. Plus,
But
keep in mind that Jagmeet Singh is also treating him as a puppet. basically he's become a puppet in Jagmeet Singh's hands. And it's unfortunate that a liberal leader, one of the premium parties, like it's either liberals or conservatives who have been in power. So NDP is like a third party, right? And so literally, liberal is a big party here, and now this man is in the hands of Jagmeet Singh.
But let me ask you this: many countries around the world, they want to do business with India, with being a growing market. But why there is no interest for Justin Trudeau in doing any business with India? He doesn't care about it. He just thinks about his own, uh, you know, cloth on the rear.
No, no, no,
That is
no.
the World Bank.
I think you're mistaken there, because when they have to discuss trade and when they have to discuss business with India, that's a different. He wears a different hat. He removes the peta that you just showed, right? That scarf that you just showed. He removes that and he puts on the prime minister's hat, and now he's like a very polished guy going and shaking hands with the all the delegates there and the delegation, and he takes a delegation to India,
But what
or he
delegation?
sends a delegation to
Nobody
India.
wanted to. Nobody wanted to meet him. This guy went to India.
Yeah,
Nobody
yeah,
wanted to
that's
meet
right.
him.
But
What a bloody delegation he's talking about.
he recognizes the fact that India is the largest democracy in the world. Okay, he recognized that today India is the largest country in the world. They have a population of almost 1.4 billion people there. Okay, it's a huge market. So does he want to lose out on that? If Canada is making something, doesn't he want to use India as a market to sell? So he's trying all that. But the problem is it's the Indian government who is actually stopping him, because you know what? This guy, he's he's a crook, because he's basically he's dual minded. He's not actually, he doesn't have a frame of his own mind, and he's playing games. That's what they've recognized. And Jai Shankar, Prime Minister Modi, Amit Shah, whoever, they've all recognized what this man is truly about. So that's the reason they're not entertaining him. This is what the fact is.
But let me ask you this: here is a leader who cannot do business with India because no, India doesn't want to do business with Canada because of his
Exactly.
way of how he is acting, behave. You can
Exactly.
make fool of somebody for some time, but you cannot make fool of everybody for all the time, as the saying goes. You know what I mean? But he thinks that he can. I know that uh, he's a drama teacher, but I don't know whether he will be able to fool everybody all the time. But now the question is, what is the next for him? Because he doesn't care for Canada, and no business coming from India. Where he will stop going for encouraging the terrorism in India. If you go to South, he encourages LTT sympathizers, down south, right? In Scarborough and everywhere you go, and he encourages LTT gangs. Here you come, he encourages the Khalistani terrorists. So how does it work?
Well, this is he played a similar game when the farmer protest was going on. He kind of made a big deal about it. He said, "Oh, you know what? In Canada, we let people protest, and we are very open to that." And then next thing, you know what he did with the Freedom Convoy? Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so this is what he does, and he's extremely devious. The guy, he plays a lot of double games, and now India has started to recognize that, and that's the reason the foreign minister Jai Shankar actually said that, if Canada or Canadian government doesn't step up and stop this nonsense that's going on with Khalistani extremism and stuff like that, number one, they're going to pay the price, because these extremists will eventually have guns and stuff and daggers openly in Canada. And then,
And
although
we
we
saw
have
what happened just now in Sarai,
France. Oh, and
in the
sorry, yeah.
Gurudwara.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. No, I'm just giving you even the France thing, right? Basically,
Mm-hmm.
they brought all these jihadi Muslims and as refugees into France, and they turned against the French government. likewise, this is what's going to happen. This man is giving a lot of leeway to these people, and he will be out of power very soon. Okay, and he will become ex-prime minister very soon. But then the new government that'll come into power, they will have to now face all the consequences. The people will have to face the consequences, because now these people have become extremely bold, and especially from yesterday's interview, saying that India is wrong, and we are we give freedom of expression, and all that. We believe in that and all that. So you know what, that has given a kind of a boost to this extremism, these Khalistani extremists, and they feel that they have more liberty now. They have more freedom to go and do what they want to do. And there'll be more posters, and tomorrow there'll be guns on the roads, and tomorrow there'll be violence on the
yesterday
roads. Who knows what?
already there. Let's face it, already there.
Oh yeah, I mean, like, killing is going on in Surrey, in Vancouver, and all that. There are
what, Brampton is a very
gangs.
safe place or what? Brampton is a very safe place or what?
No, I'm telling you, in Vancouver it's one level above. Brampton is at least not as bad yet, but it will get there. And it's not just Brampton. I'll tell you, entire Canada will become like this, because there's a huge Sikh population in Alberta, in Winnipeg, and all those provinces. And guess what? I don't know how many of those believe in this Khalistani movement, but the problem is it's those small little the bigger crowd will just look the other side and walk away. But it's a small crowd that will keep getting into this violence and just continue with their
no. Please don't go to the small crowd thing, because I don't agree with that. He knows it's not a small crowd. Okay, let's face it. He knows it's not a small crowd. Okay, he knows how many gurudwaras have
how many gurudwaras, because all these gurudwaras have been taken over by these Khalistani extremists. And it's not only that. I was talking to one person from Sikh community, right? And he was telling me that although the Gurudwara management doesn't want to do this, they bring in speakers, because on the popular demand of about 3, 4, 5 people, right? They bring in a speaker who is only preaching this Khalistani movement and stuff like that. And even the management there is unable to do much. But there are Gurudwaras, like you said, that are totally have been taken over by these Sikh extremists.
Yeah, see, I can say one thing, okay? In no Gurudwara except one, as per our record, okay, Indian consulate officials will be able to enter in Canada. Okay, that's it. That's the end of the story. So you know how intense it is, and you have so many gurudwaras here, and what is happening and whatnot and all. Okay, that is a debate for another.
It's unfortunate that this is happening. I'm not saying it's not happening, but what I'm telling you, and what I'll reiterate, is the majority of the Punjabi Sikhs and Punjabi Hindus are not into this. That's all I'm saying.
Absolutely. We are not. Of course, I never saw a Punjabi Hindu who wanted a Khalistan.
Exactly. That's all
so
I'm
far.
saying.
I never saw one. So far, I may be wrong. Maybe some people are there. Some
people could be there. Some people could be there. I don't know. I don't have the statistics. Neither do you have the statistics.
But let me go for a final question. Okay, if you can just take next 30 seconds and answer it. I am not a big fan of Hillary Clinton. Okay, but this statement of hers, I admire what she said, that when you grow snakes in your backyard, it's not going to only bite your neighbor, but sometime it may end up biting you too. And this happened with this Indira Gandhi. We saw that happening with Rajiv Gandhi. And now Justin Trudeau openly encouraging this terrorist elements. How do you see it?
No, it's the same thing. Even the Russians, at one point, they were encouraging Taliban. Okay, they were funding Taliban. They were actually arming Taliban, and you know what happened to Taliban, right?
Mm-hmm.
So likewise, Indira Gandhi was the one who raised Bhindranwale. Okay, Bhindranwale was a nobody. Okay, and Indira Gandhi actually funded him and gave him all the support and everything. And guess what he did? He trooped up a whole bunch of people and called it Khalistani movement and started and hid in the Gurudwara. And then at one point, she tolerated this because she was the one who funded it. But at one point, it got so bad that people were getting killed en masse by these Khalistanis. Sikh separatism, Sikh extremism had become a huge thing in Punjab
He
and
became
Delhi.
bigger than her.
Yeah, exactly. And eventually she had to get rid of him, and then she eventually lost her own life. Same thing what Rajiv Gandhi did with the Tamils, right? He kind of supported the Tamils and whatever, and then he actually sent the IPKF to
Yeah,
Sri
means
Lanka.
I'm not going to say Tamils. He supported the LTT.
LTT, exactly. And
Yeah,
then same thing, Tamil extremists, right?
yeah.
So basically he supported
Means
them, and then he sent IPKF and whatever, but he lost his life. So these people have done it in the past, and unfortunately, and we also talked about the countries that have let in so many refugees, and today they have been completely almost they've lost their own true identity, like Syria and and so many other countries, right? So this is what's going to happen to Canada if somebody doesn't wake up, a true politician doesn't come into power and actually not devious, really not worried about the vote bank. He does what needs to be done. Somebody like Modi, that's what you need here.
But as per our report, we are going to discuss this on next week. I will recommend everybody to stay connected with us. But his popularity is still high, and his opponent's popularity is not so high. So I believe he may be coming back again as a PM. So what does it mean for Canada and to Indian relationship? Let's discuss next week on it. I know that you are shaking your head, but definitely we will discuss about it. Okay, looking forward to talk to you, Vinayji, again. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Jai Sri Krishna, Jai Sri Krishna.
Yes,